A love story from Nogales, Mexico. Senor Berto Benavides lives in a two-story pink and yellow-colored house which his family built over 2 generations of time. When he leaves his home and family at 2 a.m. to cross the border into the U.S., he cannot see colors in the unlighted streets. He can see only shapes and shadows. Perhaps the sweetest word that Berto hears on any given day is "Papi" from the lips of any of his 4 children or his wife's. Papi feels like a warm embrace on a cold morning. He loves his family and is proud to work to educate and support his children so that they might have a better, easier life. After a long, chilly walk in the near darkness, it's now almost 3 a.m. as he arrives at the U.S.-Mexican border. Once again, he has avoided the banditos as well as the painfully long line of other immigrants, which begins to form at about 4 a.m. He shows his green card and pushes through the turnstile. Although he could live in the U.S., he prefers to live in Mexico with his family. Crossing the border is his daily routine, which he never questions or doubts. He crosses the black-topped, white-lined bus parking area, his day pack slung across his left shoulder, bouncing from side to side with each stride. His wife, Graciela, stuffed his pack with food for the day only hours earlier, but he can barely sense the aromas contained within its well-worn and stained interior because anything reminiscent of home is drowned out by the odors and noise of idling diesel bus engines. Berto approaches a nondescript white bus with 60 seats and standing room for 30 more. Above the driver's dusty windshield hang 2 numbers in thick black lettering, 49. The number 49 bus is empty now. It will sit on the tarmac for 2 hours before filling itself with tired but willing workers. It's a cold dawn in the region. Berto is grateful that the driver has left the diesel running with the heaters turned on. Berto pries open the door, his day pack just barely clearing the minimal opening he has created. He steps further into the empty, dark, and cavernous vehicle. He does not mind the raucous rumble of the engine. It makes much-needed heat. He chooses a seat nearest the heater vent. As Berto draws his day pack from his left shoulder, he slides carefully into the seat, allowing his already strained body to mimic its cushioned but austerely shaped form. His eyes travel downward from the time-stained roof of the bus. His attention is diverted from thoughts of his own travails to thoughts of another's, one who has truly sacrificed and suffered as much as is humanly possible. There was Jesus Christ hanging on a palm leaf cross, which itself dangled by a soiled string from the bus's gritty visor, as if crucifixion itself were not enough. Suspended, Jesus appears as though he were at that very moment in mid-flight to the heavens to claim his reward. Berto closed his eyes in an effort to gain 2 more hours of sleep before the bus would begin to fill with many more workers. The rumble of the engine became sort of a familiar lullaby after 20 years of this routine. He knew that he would inevitably be awakened by the foot-shuffling and somber cackle of 89 more workers and 1 bus driver. The bus roared to life under the control of its seasoned pilot, Luis Rivera. Luis has been driving this bus for 2 years. During that time, he saw many of his compatriotas come to work but one day not return. There were rumors, but never any definite answers as to the question of the missing men's fate. 1 hour later, 91 men and women arrive at the field they have been assigned to for that day. Today, they will be weeding seemingly endless rows of lettuce. Barehanded, they will bend forward through most of the day as they work their way down each row. They will carefully extract the unwanted life forms. They will do this untiringly in a vague effort to prevent or at least delay their own probable fate. Lunchtime comes too late as the day grows warmer. Groups of 5 or 10 gather in grupo de trabajadores fashion. Some are blood family, others are drawn together by a commonality that many prefer to overlook or ignore. They are happy together, working, eating, arguing, providing for their families in the best way they know. Berto eats with his compadres who freely share food from their packs with each other. It's within every worker's best self-interest to keep everyone strong because any weakness must then be borne by all the others. The work must be done, and it must be done well. Hardly anyone ever thinks about it, but agriculture is a craft which requires skills that cannot even be attained in one generation. They laugh to themselves when they are referred to as unskilled labor. They know their worth and the value of their daily, unselfish contributions to the nourishment of all. The end of the workday is too near to the end of the light. All are more than ready to return to their seats on bus number 49, the pervasive feeling being one of missing home and family. The bus rolls along the highway, while inside some heads droop in early attempts at rest. Others stare straight ahead at the seat in front of theirs. There is no outward expression of emotion, of the difficulty of the daily demands of pain and suffering. There are no poor me's on bus number 49. Eventually they arrive at the blacktop, white-lined parking lot at the border crossing. Beginning at the back of the bus, one by one they stand, bidding each other a safe journey until the morrow, exiting as unceremoniously as they had entered 12 hours earlier. The line to return to Mexico is short and quick, a small but not unnoticed consolation. Nearly all walk to nearby neighborhoods to reunite with their loved ones. There are no welcome home banners, no fanfare at all. They do not think of themselves as heroes. They are the common men and women of this world. They need no more incentive to work hard than what is provided by their love for their families. Papi, papi, te quiero. In his heart, Berto knows true love. His children and wife Graciela meet him at the doorstep of the family home. He is instantly swept out of the temporal world and into a heaven made just for him. Berto sleeps soundly, knowing that he has all of the riches that this world has to offer. This story might inspire a feeling of pity for Berto's seemingly difficult life, but one might as easily experience jealousy for his riches. How do you feel right now?